Hello, friends, and welcome. It is November 6th. It is Election Day. This is a huge day for this movement, for this Great Awakening movement. So please get your friends, get your family, and get out and vote red. A red tsunami is what we need. A red tsunami is what we will get. This is a chance to take back our republic and to take back our nation for the people. And with that being said, please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. Also, if you're new to this channel, please click the blue bell to get notifications so when I post, you're the first to know. On today's podcast, we will be talking about the latest QAnon posts and an article I found entailing Trump being the last president. There is a book out there over a century-year-old going over this very same topic. This timeline is crazy, but I don't know how much more crazier it can get. It's very exciting. So guys, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So with that being said, talking about Trump being the last president, this came out. There is a book, like I said, I believe it's The Last President. We can go ahead and check this. The Last President book. So late 1800s on Barron Trump and the Last President, a novel of Daybreak. Did an author from the 1800s predict Trump's election? So this book is definitely out there. It's called The Last President. And so we see that Trump, let me get out of this. This is actually a PBS, so it's definitely liberal. We see here, Trump says maybe U.S. will have a president for life someday. I'm telling you guys, if time travel isn't real, if you don't believe in time travel by this point, I don't know if you ever will, because I believe that these white hats, this military group is going back and altering these timelines specifically for this Great Awakening. I believe it's our due time, no? So, says here, President Donald Trump, this is from March 4th, so it's a little old. President Donald Trump says he thinks it's great that China's president now holds that office for life and muses that maybe the U.S. will do the same someday. Trump's remarks were met with laughter and applause during a luncheon for the Republican donors Saturday in South Florida estate. At his South Florida estate. CNN said it obtained a recording of the remarks. Chinese President Xi Jinping recently consolidated power. Trump told the gathering he's now president for life. President for life, and he's great, Trump added. I think it's great. Maybe we'll give that a shot someday. So is he calling out something that's in the future? I do not know. All I know is that if you go back and you read The Amazing Adventures of Barron Trump, I read that book. I have that book right here. The Marvelous Underground Journey. Right here. I own this book. I've read this book. It was incredible. Like I said, there's no coincidences. Q tells us there's no coincidences. And there definitely is a book that came out in the 1800s, as well as that book that is detailing the future, the present right now, which is crazy. But with that being said, I wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, I never saw it. It may be a little old, but very cool nonetheless. So let's get into what everybody wants to get into, and that is the November 5th QAnon post. I have not gone over QAnon since he has come back. He came back on the 23rd. I wanted to see what everyone thought of the posts, and then I believe I would just kind of go off on another tangent and see what to make of it. So right here we see on post 2418, November 5th, I believe I've gone over this Q post before. It says, do you believe actual polls were conducted? Pre-election polls, HRC favor 98%. Reconcile against results. Why is there emphasis put on polls? Define human nature. The general psychological characteristics, feelings, and behavioral traits of humankind regarded as shared by all humans. Point 1, fake news logic. If people believe the odds are hopeless, their candidate will win. Do they still make the effort to vote? No, they don't. Just like Trump always says, that don't become complacent. When we do that, you know, usually we win the presidency. One side wins the presidency, and then the other side wins the midterms because we Because we are complacent. We become complacent. If people believe the odds are overwhelming, their candidate will win. Do they still make the effort to vote? Does one cancel two? Point three, fake news logic. If people believe the majority of people feel a certain way about something, do they go with the majority to feel accepted? Yes, they do. If the majority, if the majority of people believe something, does that imply it must be right? No. Does this give rise to we are the majority mindset? Define echo chamber. Yes, this creates echo chambers, a metaphorical description of a situation in which beliefs are amplified and reinforced by communication and repetition inside a closed system. Prior to new platforms, networks connecting people. Did the old guard have full control? Did the old guard learn from this mistake, 2016 election, and now tasking all new platforms, networks to censor? When you are awake, you can see clearly. Yes, you expand your consciousness. You can definitely see everything way more clear. Then we see here, polls are rigged and do not capture an accurate snapshot. Silent majority. Will you answer the call? Vote, vote, vote. And then we see two posts from POTUS. So funny to see the CNN fake suppression polls and false rhetoric. Watch for real results Tuesday. We are lucky CNN's ratings are so low. Don't fall for the suppression game. Go out and vote. Remember, we now have perhaps the greatest economy, jobs, not mobs, in the history of our country. Absolutely. Then we can check out this second tweet. So don't become complacent. Just go out and vote. It's awesome, right? That's your duty as an American. Law enforcement has been strongly notified to watch closely for illegal voting, which may take place in Tuesday's election or early voting. Anyone caught will be subject to maximum criminal penalties allowed by law. Thank you. So if you see anything, say something, right? If you see something, say something, because you know people, they're going to try it. They try it every single time. What does the passcode add up to for anons? So we'll see here. This is post 2419, I believe. Want to have a conversation directly with real Donald Trump today? In 15 minutes at 11 a.m. Eastern, the president will be on the phone live. Call in now. Dial 877-229-8493. Passcode 1116234. Okay, so let's see here. What I bet this adds up to something. 1 plus 1 is 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh my God in heaven. Wow. What does the passcode add up to for anons? Unbelievable, right? Isn't that so cool? 2420. Did they get the shot? I pointed directly at it 3 times. I turned and double pointed just to be clear. Did they pick up on the boom, boom, boom? Something is happening. Yes, Mr. President. Anons are actively tracking. Message received. Good. That's good. Q. Unbelievable. Here it is right here. And this is the triple point. I'll blow it up for you so you can see. There's no sound. Here we go. That's the point back there. 1, 2. So is he pointing at the Q? I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, that's what Q is telling us, that's what he was pointing towards, which is pretty remarkable if you think about it. Pretty amazing. So let's move on to 2422. Do you air Q? So we see, we'll go to this Twitter. Right here it says, love the green Q. Someone was holding up on high. I guess this is a point right at it. Let's check and see. It's a little blurry because it's from the phone. Again, no sound. Okay, so do you air Q? Yeah, so you can see him do this. Yep, air Q delivery. Keck, praise Keck. Trolling the fake news media is fun. We will go back up to 2424. And we see y'all are just begging for disclosure at this point. Huge, obvious error, Q. Are you kidding me? Let's do this, Q. POTUS really made that one obvious, didn't he? It was the end that sealed it. So we could go back and see it one more time, guys, just to make sure. It was the end that sealed it. So let's watch his hand one more time, guys. Right here. Again, sorry it's blurry. So watch his hand. Right there. Unbelievable. That was very, very obvious. Very cool, guys. So, yeah. Trolling the news media is fun, no? Vote, vote, vote. 2425. Vote, vote, vote. Will you answer the call? Your country needs you. Absolutely. We've got to get out and vote. Then we see here, disclosure, BP, the left has no chance. Post 2426. Now that it's becoming undeniable that POTUS supports QAnon, I'm reposting my narrative that the president needs to be rescued from the harmful Q movement. Laugh and enjoy the show. It's all going to get better. So, yeah, the left has no chance. Unbelievable. 2427. Guys, there's rumors exploding all over Twitter that Skippy Podesta committed suicide, digging for real sauce on this. Fake news, but both brothers do have a pending sealed indictment. Yeah. 2428. We will see. This is from Praying Medic. So very cool for him that he got this. So we see here, we're the victims and we have proof. Let's see where we go. Where is it taking me to? Gab calls on President Trump to stop big tech collusions against him. Yeah, so if you know, Gab was taken down. Memes now front and center. Attack on Q movement. Fear coincidence? Yes, definitely the mainstream, or actually the big tech giants, are fearful of this attack. They're fearful of us because they don't have the algorithms to get around on these memes. I'm sure that they are chomping at the bit, trying so hard to get an algorithm that can read these memes, because again, meme warfare is very real. This is 21st century digital warfare. This isn't the Civil War anymore or the Revolutionary War. This is a digital war, and we have to get around algorithms. We have to get around AI, which is insane, guys. And I wanted to read you this real quick. This was very cool, and I definitely want to share it with you. This is massive. You have more than you know. How did we miss this? This is so much more than knowledge. This means that we have everything we need to sustain life. Everything. What we didn't realize but do now is that we are the commodity. The Dark Cabal has not been demolishing the world for natural resources. It's always been about us. We have everything to sustain life. We are life. We are energy. We are atoms. We are elements. We are water. And we have every ingredient to be energy conductors. So we miss this. We've been brainwashed and believed we're not that valuable. But we didn't realize till now we have everything. We have more than we know. We are powerful, much more powerful than we realize. And the Dark Cabal knows this. See, our entire energy grid is Dark Cabal, and the foundation to the Dark Cabal is Satanism. Satanism seeks to reverse every good thing our divine creator made. Everything. It must be the opposite, and they must tell us about it. And they have been telling us what they are doing. That's Hollywood's job. Make the movies, show the public, and watch them soak it in with no reservations. And we sit by and say, what a cute movie. To a real-life documentary, take Monsters, Inc. as an example. See, our divine creator even gave us free energy. We don't need the Dark Cabal energy because we are energy. And energy is all around us, and it's renewable resource. It never goes away. The love that we've been using their supply of energy. They love that we've been using their supply of energy because it's distractive to life, because humans are being used to harness the energy in the most horrific ways, and we unknowingly are forced into using it, continuing to supply the dark cabal with energy, and it feeds into their power on a much greater scale than we realized. This brings us to the human trafficking. See, human trafficking has many layers, and it's not just kids, it's women and men too. We're the assets. See, there are many layers to this trafficking epidemic. Many satanic ritual abuse is one layer of the cake. There's organs, there's sex slaves, there's adrenochrome, cannibalism, and higher than they're telling us, you fossilize them, which doesn't take millions of years, as we've been lied to about, and you turn them into fossil fuel. There are a few processes for doing this, and babies and children are very easily made radioactive for their use in nuclear energy and nuclear bombs. Then you incorporate them into the energy process and dissolve evidence, and you make money on them even after they're dead, sold in life, sold in death. Our cabal energy system is a minimum of $2 trillion a year, and then we're forced to use them to run our homes, drive our cars. Everything we do revolves around this, and the dark cabal loves it. Now, where are they housing these victims while extracting adrenochrome, energy, organs, and then fossilizing the bodies? In underground nuclear plants and power plants. Highly secured facilities by dark cabal security companies. See, they even have patents on harnessing energy from children and humans. So while torturing a child for adrenochrome, they can store the energy they are putting out. See, these facilities have dual purposes. Above they produce energy, and below house human torture facilities. Ultimately, to use them in energy productions, and they're everywhere. What do you think was going on in North Korea and Iran in their nuclear facilities? You got it. Now, the Middle East is the main producer of energy, right? That means the main supplier of trafficking victims in layman's terms. The deep state, dark cabal, bad side of the house of Saud, royals, NWO, all in on this. All running the show behind the scenes, causing wars, conflicts, natural disasters, etc. Why do you think the depleted uranium is so bad in the Middle East? Why are so many radioactive bombs dropped in the Middle East? Makes sense why they're the largest supplier of energy, humans, and kids being even more susceptible to this poison. They can traffic the hell out of radioactive kids and humans and incorporate them into our energy process after they've been organ harvested, raped, etc. Wars are a great excuse to keep the Middle East poisoned. And remember, No Name, you know who that is, John McCain, was supplying chemical weapons, etc. The Middle East has been a victim, used and abused for human commodity. This leads back to the constant conflicts around the world. They need conflicts to get victims. The Middle East has been under horrific conflict for as long as we can remember. War, religion, etc. Why? For the resources. Human. Who's been causing these conflicts? Above. All orchestrated. For the assets, us. We are the most sought after commodity. This is why the House of Saud was so important. That's why they had to oust Prince Alawid. They were running the show in the Middle East. That's why Crown Prince Salman Good has promised to move away from the traditional energy in the kill box because it requires humans, and move to free energy, no more human-fueled energy. See, General Flynn and Princess Diana knew what was going on. Remember, Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. Remember, when did Diana know? See, Flynn was involved in the Middle East nuclear deal, but not because he was bad, but because he's been undercover the whole time, collecting evidence. Major whistleblower, and Diana learned of this information when she did her one-time only Middle East tour with Charles early on in their marriage. See, they found out about human beings being used to produce energy, and they knew about the satanic ritual abuse and everything else that's been happening with these victims. They have it all, and so does JFK Jr. and POTUS, and all in the alliance. But because much of our energy production is centered around humans, they have to be very careful about their transition, or our whole system collapses. That's a big part of why they have to be careful and about executing the plan perfectly, or it all collapses. That's what the picture of Flotus was. When she was standing in Egypt, the alliance in control and the Middle East and Africa, which has been plundered the worst, is been given back to the people freedom. And remember, many were groomed since birth to destroy the Dark Cabal undercover, and many are still alive today. This also brings us back to the Nazis. Nuclear power started shortly after World War II. Well, that's what you think they were doing with the Holocaust victims. The Nazis were a part of a creation of the nuclear program. Yep, they were brought to the U.S. to expand the program and infiltrate our society. Was the Holocaust a front to experiment and to use humans as a way to generate and create energy for the whole world? See, the Nazis never lost. They just infiltrated and expanded. Remember the red line? Remember when Hussein traveled in 2009 to the Middle East to shore up all the conflict that would break out? Shortly after his visit, while working with the corrupt side of the House of Saud, good guys being ousted, Dark Cabal being inserted. Remember HRC laughing about killing the Libyan president, Gaddafi? This was to shore up commodities. Humans. As they transitioned to the NWO, why do you think they wanted a nuclear war with Russia? To turn us all into freaking radioactive energy conductors and fully insert the NWO. The children, mankind, God's greatest creation, all an abomination to destroy God's greatest work. We eat them. We vaccinate with them. They're in our cement and they are used in our electricity process. So they are scattered everywhere. And the Dark Cabal loves that so many victims are incorporated into our daily lives, with us just walking around oblivious. And it's helped increase the curse over us and the dark energy. This is what Diana knew, and what Flynn knew, and what all those who could not sleep knew. And they're crushing evil. Enjoy the show. We have more than we know. And with that being said, guys, I hope you fully enjoyed this. If you found it also informative, please subscribe to my channel. Please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. And please leave a like. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it gets recommended to other people, thus more eyes on the truth. Guys, please go out and vote. Do all that you can. Get everyone out there and let's take back our country. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.